Aqui é Brasil, hein? Então a gente quer ouvir.
Então vamos lá, recebam ele em pessoa, Giancarlo Esposito!
Bom dia, Brasil! Bom dia! Bom dia! Oh, yeah, baby! Yeah! Welcome, baby! Ah! 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 Yeah, baby! Oh, Moff Gideon, you have something I want.
Hi, Giancarlo.
How are you?
I'm better now, really, because you have such an iconic career. Everybody here is ready to see you and to talk about Breaking Bad, Star Wars, The Right Thing, Far Cry. Do we have Marvel fans?
And before we start this conversation, I just wanted to say that I had the amazing opportunity of being in Mexico, CCXP Mexico, and I was thrilled by you. I was so mesmerized by your energy and your excitement. Unfortunately, I hadn't got the opportunity to do the interview, but you talked to Forlani, and it was simply amazing to watch from the backstage. So thank you so much for that opportunity and also for being here. We love you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you. You know, I'm always in gratitude, and gratitude is everything to me. And to have been invited to be with all of you is very, very, very special. Human interaction, when we're able to see each other, feel each other's energy, enjoy talking about what we do, means that we have a lust for life. And it's very, very important for all of us.
You are 100% correct. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We started talking about Breaking Bad fans because Gus Fring is a happening, you know. He is the man, he is the guy. And we have a clip to show you from one scene of Breaking Bad that is very special to everyone, and I believe it's really special to you too. So can we show the clip, please?
A crippled little rata. What a reputation to leave behind. Is that how you want to be remembered? Last chance to look at me, Hector.
This is one of the most iconic scenes of television. And we'd love to know how was the shooting and the feeling to say goodbye to Gus Fring because he returned for Better Call Saul, right?
Yes, I did. It was an arduous day of shooting because what you see is me with all of my face. Eventually, I sat in a chair for 4 hours and had prosthetic makeup put on that took half of my face away. So I had to be very patient with the makeup artist and the time it took to create the ending look. It was an emotional day because I was saying goodbye to this show, my final scene, and I loved doing this particular show because it taught me so very much. But it was also an exciting day because in life sometimes we look at the end and we don't realize that the end of one thing is a new beginning of another.
Yes, of course.
And so for me, it was very emotional, but I realized that there would be something to come that was going to grow me even more. When I do a character, I look for what challenges me, what will grow me and allow me to grow deeper, not only as the character, but also as a human being. And so I learned so much from Gustavo Fring. I put my heart and soul into it, so it was hard to say goodbye. But a few years later, we had Better Call Saul, and I was invited to come and play in that show, and that made me happy because I was able to discover a new Gus, a different Gus than what I had created before.
You mentioned challenges, and actually you made a huge, you became a huge symbol in pop culture, especially also because Breaking Bad, I mean, it's one of the most praised series in the world, right, guys? I mean, Breaking Bad is amazing from the beginning to the end. And since you mentioned challenges, Gus is a complex character. And I wanted to know if there were a challenge or maybe a specific moment that has made a mark on you, or maybe something that you remember as the biggest challenge that you had while portraying this amazing character?
Well, if you take things in the moment and in the present, every day is a challenge and every day is welcoming something new because we haven't experienced it before. If in our minds we think, oh, it will be the same as yesterday, I'll go do the same job, I'll come home to the same family, then that is what we expect. But when we expect magic to happen in our lives, it happens. So episode 401, Box Cutter, was very, very special to me because the challenge was to say nothing and to do everything with my physical body and have that tell you the story of the character in the first 10 minutes of that episode. I said nothing. I was just very efficient with my physicality. Another challenge was Hermanos, was being in Mexico and being with 6 different Spanish speakers and having to navigate understanding what they were saying and then speaking in Spanish fluently to portray what I was saying and to be vulnerable in those moments. So my expectations are always that things aren't what they seem. And if you take that in life, then you're on your toes and you're in wonder, enchantment, and joy because anything can happen, and whatever does happen will be very exciting.
Your Spanish is so good that people think that you were born in Mexico. I mean,
Yeah.
This is true, but I was born in Denmark and raised in Italia.
we know.
Yeah, they got this right. We have had a quiz a few moments ago, and they got every question right about you. Okay.
I love it. Let's have a big hand for our winners. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Congratulations. She's crying. Oh, my God, I love tears. It's good to cry. Release it. Let it go. Wow, you deserve to be here. And you're a winner. You're all winners.
Gustavo Fring is such an iconic villain and a great character. And was there any particular moment when you were shooting Breaking Bad that you realized you were portraying one of the most badass villains of all time?
You know, I have to say, it's a great question. but it's a question that guides me to think about what am I thinking about when I'm working and doing my craft. And so I had no idea. You know, I had the confidence, and it's something that we all need in life, to trust our inside. This is beyond words. It's beyond your brain. It's trusting in your spirit and what you have to offer. So when you're doing it, if you're thinking about the glory that comes in the end, then you're in your ego, right? Because we all want to be great. But guess what? You're already great. You have to tell yourself this every single day. Don't wait to be great. It's the truth. So while I was working, I just committed to the material and to trusting that what I was doing might be interesting. It might be challenging, but if I committed to creating what my vision inside saw as the character, I would be doing myself justice, right? So we have to validate ourselves first. Now it's hard because you don't know, right? You really don't know. But that kind of trust and confidence comes from listening. When I watched this scene you just showed, this guy who I loved for 40 years, Mark Margolis, doesn't even look at me till the end. He can't even look at me. But yet our hearts are connected, right? He's a great actor, and I love him dearly because I know he's only this far away from me, even though he's 6 feet under. He's very, very close because as an artist, we do things against sometimes what we really know how to trust. And we have to learn this as human beings, is don't let that distract you from putting yourself out there and learning how to have confidence and trust yourself.
We will continue with the interview, but I gotta say this right now, Giovanna, that we are not having just an interview. We're having a master class with you about acting, but not only this, acting, kindness, and something that everybody here wants, that is to meet a good person. And this is you, and thank you for this moment.
You're welcome. You know, I think about all of the gifts I've been given, and if I choose to share them, and it makes me want to think about something that I say a lot. How you do anything is how you do everything. And there is no measure. What is the measure of success? It's not that I'm on the big screen. It's not that I'm a movie star. It's not. The measure of success is that I'm fulfilling my earthly obligation to what I was put here for. And so I'm here because I love what I do. That's the key. You got to love what you do. And if your heart is in it, I say this too, you're in for a penny, you're in for a pound. And so I love human beings, and I meant it when I came out and said, I am grateful to have been invited here to Sao Paulo. I know we have people from all over Brazil. You and you. You're not from this city. You're from very far away. And so your people are represented with love in their hearts from every part of your country, and it means a lot for me to be here. I'm in gratitude, and thank you.
You said some amazing words because we are all fans and we are all full of love here. CCXP, it's a place for people who love and people that love people, because here we can make friends and we have the opportunity to talk with our favorite artists and also to hear them. So it's a gift. The dialogue, the words, the language is a gift. And we are very blessed to have you here because, as João said, it's not only a conversation about your work, it's a conversation about life. CCXP is a gift for all of us, but sometimes we have this kind of conversations that we weren't expecting, and it simply touches us in a different way, and I bet that it touched many people here in a different way. So thank you so much for your words.
Thank you. It means a lot to me, Giovanna. I've been able to express myself through a lot of different characters that I play. I've been given, the gift of really good dialogue. And I tell myself sometimes, when my ego gets too big, you are not a god. You are simply bad product.
Okay, then I'm going to ask you a quick question about Homelander then, because how could you, put Homelander in his place, because Stan Edgar doesn't have powers?
It's for a reason, and I thought about it, and in working with Anthony Starr, who I absolutely adore, another great writer in Eric Kripke, Homelander needs something more than what he's getting from the world or other people. No one stands up to him. And I realize that Stan Edgar is a father figure. He needs validation. He needs to know that he's smart and he's strong and he needs to be praised. And Stan Edgar knows how to hold that away from him until the right moment. And so he wants a relationship that's real. Someone tell me the truth about me. Instead of saying, oh, you're great, you're fantastic, you're this, you're that, the other. Who sees the real truth? And Stan Edgar sees the real truth in Homelander and is not at all afraid to tell him that this is not a superhero company. This is a pharmaceutical company, and you're not the star, the company is. Teaches us a lot about politics, corporations, and the world around us.
Yeah, and the thing is, during CCXP Mexico, you said something about Stan Edgar, if he had any powers, it would be probably mind control. But since we were talking about dialogues, I also think that he has the power of using words in his favor, of not manipulation, but, he can confront the supers with dialogues, with smart speeches and stuff. So what do you think about it?
I think it's very smart, Giovanna, because the truth is we're human beings and we want what we want. And if you're not looking at the self behind the self, if you don't know your motivation in life, if you don't know where you're going, you're never going to get there. So the truth is we're going to do things to get our way. Right? Because we don't even realize that that's a survival mechanism that we all have. And so Stan Edgar knows what Homelander needs. And so in a way, it is a bit of a manipulation, even if it's a manipulation for me to stay alive.
Of course,
right?
Yeah.
Because he could laser me and kill me.
Exactly.
But how often do you look around the room to the people standing next to you, do you think about what they need? Before you think about what you need. You can see it in people's eyes, right? So a kind compliment, a loving glance, something that validates someone. You look great today. Oh, you have a beautiful smile. Though that's true. Look at your smile. It's beautiful. But how often are we open enough to say that, right? So we live in connection to each other. I could never act without Mark Margolis in that scene. I could never be here without you sharing your love and wanting to listen to what I have to say. So if I don't drop my ego, if I don't lead with my heart, then who am I? What am I? Because all the success, how do you measure life? We say this word success. Success is in your relationships. Success is in your communication. Success is in your open heart. And you can do whatever you want to do in your life if you just put your mind to it, envision it, and then ask it to come to you. And your lives will automatically be better.
Oh my God. Well, I'm shaking up. Okay. So let's dive into Star Wars, right? Let's talk about the Mandalorian.
Yes.
Because we have Grogu over here, the child, right?
Bring me the child.
How is it to perform Moff Gideon with the Grogu puppet?
You know, at first I was intimidated because the puppet is so very real, and yet it's a puppet. So how do you relate to something? You have to imbue it, imbibe it, give it power, right? You have to give it its sweetness. You have to allow it to become alive for you. And that's what I did. And in the scene that I had where I had this little cuffed, right? I had Grogu cuffed. I started to have fun. And so most of that dialogue is improvised because the puppeteer moved the eyes to look at me and the eyelids come down and I'm waving the dark saber in front of Grogu, and I just thought, be playful. It would be great if we can remember in life, and those of you who come here to CCXP and go to other Comic-Cons, but this is the best, biggest, and baddest. So happy to be here. Yeah! I'm so happy to be here on this omelet stage. But you have to realize that if you empowered yourself like you give others power or the media power, you would be great. And this would come alive for you. So all those lines, while I'm waving the dark saber, you know, oh, have you ever seen one of these? Was all playful. You know, don't touch it, you're liable to lose an eye. That's what your parents tell you when you're a kid. So when you're able to be loose in life and loose on the set, great things happen. It was fun working with Grogu because all my other work was in a room with no sets. And I had to give you the vision of what I saw through my eyes, through my physicality. So what does that tell you? What comes to me right away is imagination. Right? Let your imagination soar, because that is what can lead you, guide you, and give you vision. No matter how crazy you think your idea is, if it's coming out of your imagination and your vision, it will work.
Awesome, Giancarlo. So, let's play a little. We have Marvel movies coming around. And about Captain America, Brave New World, I gotta ask this. What can we expect from your character?
I'm very excited about this project. I'm playing Sidewinder, a.k.a. Seth Volker, head of the Serpent Society. And I'm excited to be in this world because it's a character I've never played before. You've never seen me like this. He is a true mercenary badass. And I'm excited. I did a lot of research very quickly before I jumped into the franchise. I looked back at his story. It is a very contemporary version of his character. And I really feel like I created something new. And again, I don't think you've ever seen me play a person like this.
Wow. With physicality, I mean, can we expect this, a little, you know, fights? And okay, we saw Moff Gideon fighting the Mandalorian, but...
Yes, this guy is really physical.
You have a couple of shots, right?
Yeah, I have a few shots to get in. I've got a few punches to get in. He's also very, very smart. And I love Anthony Mackie. He's the new Captain America.
And I mean, now you are in the MCU. Was there any other character that you already thought to yourself, oh, it would be nice to play this one hero or even villain?
I have to say thank you to the fans, because the fans are the whole reason that I'm in the MCU. Their idea that came up, I was asked at a Comic-Con if I was interested in playing Xavier, you know, Professor X. And I was. And it started the conversation with me and with Marvel. And when it all came around, they weren't ready to do another story about Professor X, but they had an idea that they'd love for me to be in Captain America. So I'm grateful to the fans for having set up a space for that conversation to happen. and for me to play a new character that you've never seen before. Marvel thought that would be very exciting, and so did I. There are many characters in the comic book world that I would love to think about being, but right now I'm very committed to Sidewinder.
And can you give us some spoilers about your interactions with the Red Hulk, maybe? Because we're huge MCU fans, right, guys? And we are really looking forward to seeing your character. And I mean, it's a mystery. We don't know how is he going to interact with the other characters, especially the Red Hulk.
Well, the Red Hulk is a big surprise, right? I mean, where he comes from, how he got there, and who he is as a human being is going to start to come out. And it's important because we have big governments where we question our leaders and what their intentions really are. Your intention in your life, for me personally, is everything. Because what you intend is what you create and what you call awaken inside yourself and call to yourself. So in this movie, you will see a probably distant relationship that gets closer and closer to the Red Hulk. So what am I alluding to? There may be a whole lot more, baby.
Oh my God. Giancarlo, unfortunately, we're getting to the end of this masterclass.
No!
But we've talked about physicality and the Mandalorian, Captain America, and please, we'd love to see and to learn from you wielding the dark saber.
Can I still do it? I don't know.
Can you?
Who do you want me to kill? What do we got here, baby?
Yes, the dark saber, please.
Yeah, baby. Woohoo! Thank you. Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah. Oh,
Mas é isso não.
ha, ha. Ha. Don't hide out over there, I'll get you. Bring that Grogu to me. Bring that child to me. Ha! Ho, 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 ha, 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 ha. I'll get that child yet. Ha, ha, ha. Good save. Ah, ah, ah,
Giancarlo Esposito!
We love you, Brazil! We love you!
Giancarlo
Esposito!
E Grogu.
Agora. E atenção, quem quiser acompanhar Robert Kirkman no palco Thunder, está começando agora. É só chegar lá. Está começando agora painel com Robert Kirkman, The Walking Dead. Giancarlo! Giancarlo!